Alright, what's up people? Rhyming. So I'm going to try to make this video under 10 minutes. So I got a counter right in the corner. Someone asked me what am I using to record with. It's an iPhone 5. I heard in September they're going to be releasing the iPhone 6s. And yeah. But I usually get my upgrades every other year. So when the iPhone 7s come out, I'll be all over that. Alright, so just responding to the video I made yesterday. I mentioned that I personally would not have kids in Japan because Japan is Japan, and some people are like, it's not that bad, and is it really like that? I mean, it's my opinion, my personal opinion. If you were a female and we were involved, and then we had a little baby, then we could have this conversation. We could hash it out. Like, I really want my kid to be close to grandmama. Like, now I want my kid to be close to his mom, my mom, his other grandmama. I want him to. And we'll go back and forth. But this is just my opinion. That's your opinion. We could agree to disagree. There you go. Keep it moving. Yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. Alright, so someone keeps posting the same comment saying, Ryman, please talk about the consensual age to have sex in Japan. It's a weird question. I'm gonna say that. It's a weird question. Basically saying, how young can a girl be? I guess girl or boy, but how young can a person be before I'm in trouble for doing it? I don't know, man. I read somewhere that it was 13 years old. I was like, wow, really? But when I talk to, I guess, normal Japanese people, like, nah, that's not true. That's not true. But maybe it's on the books. Like back in the day after like slavery, they had the Jim Crow laws, and they still got these weird laws. Like, you can't do this or you'll get fined. But it's like kind of messed up. So yeah, maybe on the paper, on the books, it says these things, but in practice, I think, cause I always hear in the news, and I don't know where I hear it from, but I read it somewhere where they do like raids on these like massage shops, and it'd be like underage schoolgirls, actually like 17, 16, and they get in trouble for doing their little massage thing. So I guess it's illegal, whatever. Maybe out in the country. So I guess to answer your question, you want to do what you want to do, go out way out in the country, and yeah. And that's all I got to say. Oh, yeah, I do have one story that goes with that. A couple of years ago, I was in the club. I was in Roppongi. I was in the club, doing my thing, having a good night. It was a good night. This club was great. And I looked over and I saw this, she was mixed. Like Iranian, Arabian, and Japanese. So I walked over to her. I said, hey. We're talking. We're dancing. She could dance, man. She could shake with her mom. That was the thing. She was shapely. So I knew she wasn't like whack shy. So, I mean, times are changing, whatever. But in general, okay, I'm going to keep my mouth closed. But, so, she had long hair and her eyes were like hazel colored or whatever. But she looked Japanese, so she was mixed. So I walked over and we're talking and we're dancing and everything was good. And I was like, can I get your number? And she's like, no. Before I went to the number thing, I'm like, how old are you? I usually ask girls in Japan because it's hard. I'm getting better, man. Sometimes I'm with my Japanese friends. Like, yo, that girl is 29. And like, how do you know? And then I walk up to the girl. I say, how old are you? And she's like, 29. Like, how'd you know? But it's hard to judge, Sometimes they be looking like 20 years younger and stuff. But it's in the eyes, man. The eyes, the kind of, you can even see it in the hands. There's lots of ways to tell. Anyway, so I walk up to her. I'm talking to her. I ask her how old she is. She's like, I'm 16. And I'm like, yeah, sure. Ha 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 ha. No, really, how old are you? She's like, I'm 16. I'm like, you don't look 16. And then I walked away, man. I couldn't pursue this she's 16. I was at the time 23, 23, whatever. She's 16. And in America, even that's not, I mean, for me, you might be like, hey, so then, I would see her a couple more times in the club, and she would be dancing and having a good time. And eventually, this club did get shut down for underage because they didn't check IDs. They checked my ID because I might be a overstayed visa, But they weren't really checking IDs for girls because who cares if they're underage? See, that's that kind of thing that gets me, Anyway, so they shut the club down for underage people coming in there, and that's my story about that. Yeah, right. And I think I have a little balance work cycle. I have to wake up earlier. It's hard to wake up early. It's summer vacation. I want to sleep until I wake up. But if I wake up earlier, I could do my homework, and other stuff. I'm actually working on a few things. So there's my cases, read the case, But I'm also working on beefing up my analytical skills because, man, I don't know. I was a communication major, so we didn't need to use math. In high school, I used to sit at the table and write raps. Wait, that's a rhyme. So finally, when I get to MBA school and I'm a grad, it's like, shit, I have never had experience with all this math. I suck at Excel, so I can't excel. So when I'm trying to do my homework, I'll be like, what the hell? And stats don't even ask. So if it's based on that, there's no way that I'm a pass. Yeah, so I looked on the web and I found books on Amazon, but even the books is hard to read. It really hurts my mind. That's a slant rap, man. Slant rap. So finally, I looked on a website called Harvard. You might have heard of that. That's where people go with the charter. Yeah, but they got all these online classes: accounting, Excel, quantitative business analysis, writing. So I've been doing those. They're not too expensive, like $100 for maybe 13 hours of extra study. And then I went deeper. I found like there's a whole online course called Business Analytical Skills for Grads, and because including me, people who are in like the non-toga professions, they don't really have to use these hard skills, but they still need to beef it up. So I'm not alone, and there's actually help. So it's cool. I mean, 2013, if you're sitting there saying, I don't know how to do this, then you're not trying hard enough. There's just too many avenues, too many ways to get this information. Like, you could hire a tutor. That was one, I read a book saying, it's like if you're going to grad school, it's not so much about going to class and doing the homework. It's about making connections. So you can literally go to class, do the thing and be like, hey, I'm very weak in Excel. Can you help me? And by that little transaction, you could build a bond. But apparently, in my class, there's very few people who are good at Excel too. So it's like, are you good at Excel? They're like, no. So we're all kind of scrapped. So we're all at the same place, give or take. So, yeah. So I just finished my accounting module. It's going right down the list. I started with assets. Now I jumped over to liabilities. And then next we're going to do income statements. But I said before I go on there, let me take a little break and talk to y'all. Yeah. So if you got a question or something you want me to ramble about, I actually do this in the MBA school. I go off on these tangents, but I don't want to go on these tangents, so I don't really talk because I don't want to waste their time. Oh, wait. I found a video from 2003 when I was in Temple University, and I was taking a speech class, presentation class, whatever. and they videotaped it, you know it's gonna you will tell that it's an old video because it's like on VHS and it's like all quiet, rah. But in this video, you can see you can see the essence of me. Like I still talk the same way. I still do the gestures and mannerisms, and you could even hear the people laughing in the background when I would, like, for the one I'm gonna post for you guys. I tell a story, and the key point to this, you got to listen to the end of it. Listen to what the teacher asked, and then listen to the last. And then I had another one where I'm talking business in the same class. We're talking business about the recording industry. I'm gonna post that on the other channel. And again, listen to that, and you can see, like, the only thing that's been stopping me from being me is me. If I would have kept, there's a lot of stuff. Anyway, I didn't make my goal. It's 10 minutes and whatever. But thanks for watching. Leave your comments. I'll try to answer the ones that get commented or replied to or liked the most, or thumb down, because there's controversy. Let's I want to say let's get her Victor on, but I can't say that. But I just did. So anyway, all right. And I think I might be at the YouTube party. I think Hiko Simon invited me a while ago. He hasn't got back to me, and I have class on that day. So, but if it is there and there's a space for me to perform, I'll be out there performing. So if you're coming in Japan or in Japan, come out and support me. Oh, and last thing, I'm sorry, this video's getting longer and longer. Someone asked me, what is team rhyming? Team rhyming is, so I'm working on a new album, as I told you, and I need a lot of help. I'm just one dude. I'm good at the rhyming, I can produce it, but all these other things, I need help on. Just people giving me ideas, bouncing off ideas, like, what are the best ways? So if you want to be part of this, and I really appreciate it, and it will be listed somewhere, like this album, like if I get a Grammy, be like, I couldn't have done this. I got the whole list, and be like, RGF6734 on YouTube, thank you, and 4499 Otaku something, thank you. And someone's like, wrap it up. Like, nah. I gotta give props where props is due. I couldn't have done it without all of you. So yeah, the email is teamrhyming@rhymingguys.com. So shoot an email saying I want to be part of the team or whatever. Alright. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Be easy. If it's hot where you live, drink a lot of fluids. Don't want to hear that one of my subscribers has dehydrated. Alright, peace. Rhyming.